Hello, Metro Detroit golfers. I'm Chad.
And I'm Ben.
And it's Tuesday, and we are here at the Golf Leadership Academy in Novi with the Tuesday tip of the week. So as you're heading into the training season here, as the snow has fallen, one thing that Ben and I think is the most important thing for you to get good at is learning the skill of committing to one thing at a time when you're playing, practicing, training, what have you. So Ben, when you talk about commitment to one thing, what does that mean, and how can we help people around Metro Detroit get better at it?
Yeah, I think in today's age, there's a lot of information that's available to us. So, you have Instagram, you have YouTube, you have Facebook. You can find information about the golf swing everywhere. The problem is the more information we seek, the more swing thoughts we have. And the more swing thoughts we have, the more our performance suffers. So there's a part of the brain, it's called the prefrontal cortex. So the prefrontal cortex is where your intellect lies. Anytime you're thinking, that part of the brain is engaged. The problem is when you're swinging a golf club and that part of the brain is engaged, it delays the signal being sent to the muscles, causing golf shots to go offline. So a lot of times, maybe as opposed to fixing your swing, maybe you just try to dump some of the baggage.
Okay, so what you're saying is too much thinking is a nightmare.
Thinking is stinking.
So a lot of times people think that there's something wrong with their swing, but a lot of the times it's really you just have too much baggage going on, too much thinking, yeah?
You got it.
Okay, so learning this skill and understanding its relevance is critical. So a lot of people are blaming their golf swings when that's not the reason for the bad golf shots. So, what if we say, we can't just say don't think about it. Mm-hmm. So instead of that bad advice, what would you have them do to practice the skill of committing to one thing at a time?
Yeah, so one of the things that I would do if, say you're going out to play golf tomorrow, after you hit a shot, the first question that I always ask myself, at least when I play, is did I actually commit to one thing? So some examples of things that you could commit to would be, tempo, your balance, speed past the ball, a bowed left wrist. There's an infinite number of things that you can think about, but you just have to make sure that you're dumbing it down to one thing. You can't really just go into a golf swing saying like, I'm just not going to think about anything.
That doesn't work.
No, it never works, right? Because our brains are like scanners. So if you hit the scan button on the radio in your car, it scans and it latches onto a random station. So our brains work the same way. So if you're just going into it saying, well, I'm just not going to think about anything, well, your brain will just scan and it'll latch onto randomness like, don't shake it, don't hit it out of bounds, don't top it, don't skull it. We've all had it happen.
So what we're learning to do is commit to one thing, and it's basically being clear on your intention. $1 million question is, what do you intend to do? Mm-hmm. So different things, tempo, balance, speed past the ball, what have you. There's a lot of different things that you can intend to do, but you have to pick one of them, get clear on that, and then execute.
Yeah. So I like what you said there. Like, you have to get clear on it first. So you don't want to make that decision when you're standing over the ball, because if you're making that decision when you're standing over the ball, you're thinking.
Yes.
And the prefrontal cortex is engaged and the bad golf shot's going to happen. So what we always like to tell our players at the Golf Leadership Academy is make sure that you're clear on what your intention is behind the ball. That way you just walk in and you do what you told yourself you're going to commit to.
So getting clear on the intention is the first part, yes?
Yeah.
So what do you intend to do? And then the second part is, can you keep your attention on that intention throughout the entirety of the golf swing?
Yeah. You got it.
Okay, so let's do this. So what we're going to do is use a scale of 1 to 5. This is going to be the most important thing. So a 5 would be you kept your attention on your intention, whatever you chose throughout the whole time. A 1 would be like, I totally forgot about it. I was trying to fix my backswing and all this stuff. A 3 would be, I kept my attention there, but then it went away as soon as I felt contact or something like that. So of all the things that you like, what's one thing, what one intention helps you the most?
Me personally, I think the one thing that's always helped me is basically trying to hit a cut shot. So I'm trying to swing the weight freely to the left. When I do that, typically the ball comes out very straight. So it's something that I've been doing for a very long time. The intention is free swinging motion leftward, almost like I'm cutting it. And it produces a pretty straight ball flight for me. So that's my go-to.
All right, so the one thing is I'm intending on making a free swinging motion in a leftward direction.
You got it.
Okay, so now your attention has to be on this one, yes?
Yes.
All right, let's see what you got.
So here's an example of what we would do. So I'd be standing behind the ball. What's the one thing I'm going to commit to? I'm going to commit to a free swinging motion that's moving leftward. I'm very clear on what I'm going to do. So now that's all I have to do is walk in and execute.
Do that.
Here we go.
Okay. So now here's the question. On a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being all I was doing was keeping my attention on that leftward swing direction, 1 being not at all, where would you grade yourself?
2.
No problem. So a lot of you at home get right onto the ball, right onto the result, and you don't check in with where you only committed to one thing. So this is going to be a skill that's going to help the most of you the fastest. So we understand there's a lot of, swing theories and this and that, but what most of them don't address is this commitment to one thing piece, getting clear on your intention, and then can you keep your attention there. So I know that was your first shot of the day. No big deal. So if you were going to run it again, would you try to change your swing or just try to get better than a 2?
No, I'm just going to try to get better than a 2. I think the only reason it's a 2 is because my elbow really hurts today and my attention went to the paint.
Ugh.
So
You want me to hit that shot?
it's fine.
I'll
do it one more time.
Okay, so free swinging.
Free swinging left.
All right.
Come on, elbow.
He's injured, man. Okay. All right. Give me a number, 1 to 5.
Like 3.
So you got better. So
Yeah.
a lot of you at home, if you could just learn to quiet down, focus your attention on one thing, get clear on your attention, you'll be committing to one thing, and you'll be shocked how it starts to improve. So in this case, you went from a 2 to a 3. We're going to call that progress. If you hit more shots, work your way up to a 3.5 and a 4, and so on and so forth.
I think the most important thing is you'll notice that the shot that I hit on the second one was great, but the outcome is not going to influence the number. So I think it's really important if you're going to use this at home, make sure that the outcome is not part of the number. So I thought the outcome was fantastic, but I did not commit all the way through. So I only gave myself a 3. So just because it's a good shot doesn't mean it's a 5.
So to get better, focus your attention on learning the skill of committing to one thing. If you do that, we guarantee you will improve yourself as a player and get better at making changes in the future. So we hope this Tuesday tip helps you. Thank you for joining us, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time.